for the delay. Appreciate everybody's patience. Joining me, we have Brian Lewis, game designer of Dinosaur Island, which is what we're actually going to be playing, and the upcoming Dinosaur World. And we also have JD Cash, owner of Soulfire Games, which is where we're at right now. And because of the tech issues that we were having, I actually will not be playing this, so I'm going to be commentating while Brian teaches the game. So, Brian, you guys want to introduce yourselves? Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Looks good. Looks like everybody. Alrighty. So, I have not played this before. JD, what's your experience with Dinosaur Island?
I have not played it either. I just have heard over and over and over and over from Josh how it's the greatest game in the world. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it too from more people than just Josh. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Really?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
So
well, we'll see how it goes. You know, the person that designed it is usually the worst person to teach it. So yeah, we'll kind of get started. So the game is played over 4 phases, and those 4 phases keep repeating until the game ends. The game is going to end when we reach certain objectives, which I'll go over in a second. But the way the game is set up, each player has in front of them a board, a lab board, which can you see this okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And the lab board has DNA, and the lab board has spots to upgrade for your lab. So it also tracks your security and your threat. Next to that is your park board. So your park board is where all your dinosaurs go, all your attractions, and hopefully your visitors don't get eaten. If they do, you lose some victory points. If they don't, you get some money and some victory points. So we're hoping that they stay alive. So what's going to happen is in phase 1, we're going to go to the phase 1 board, which is right above the scoring track. And in phase 1, we're going to be able to buy dinosaurs. We're going to be able to take DNA to build our dinosaurs. We're going to be able to increase the storage of our DNA if we need to. And we're going to do this 3 times because we each have scientists that will work in this phase. And then we're going to go to phase 2. In phase 2, each player is going to get 2 purchases, one at a time. And you're going to be able to buy lab upgrades or things for your park or employees to work in your park. And they will give you benefits or special abilities, extra workers. In phase 3, we're going to go and we're actually going to place our workers, and you'll see everyone. I'm red player, so everyone starts with 4 workers, and you can get more in the game by getting these employee cards. You'll see they have like a +1 meeple symbol. That means you take an additional 1 and put it so you can take actions. And that's where we spend our DNA, we build our dinosaurs, we increase our security, and we can get more money. And then we'll go to phase 4, and that's when people come to visit the park. So how I like to teach the game actually is I always do a phase at a time, and hopefully it all comes together. Because it can be a little overwhelming at first because there's a lot of little different things to do. But hopefully, everyone, can take their couple actions and get the hang of it after one full round. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 5 DNA dice out of the bag, which I already did. The DNA dice, you'll see here have DNA symbols on them. When you take that DNA, you actually put it in your DNA by moving your things up the track, your little markers. So to start, everyone starts with 1 blue, 1 pink, and 1 purple basic DNA. And you use those DNA to make your dinosaurs. You start with 0 of the advanced DNA. The advanced DNA are harder to get. They appear less often on dice rolls, and the more expensive dinosaurs, or the bigger dinosaurs, like the large carnivores, usually take some type of advanced DNA to make. So you'll see in front of your phase 1 board, you have a 1, 2, and 3 hexagon.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your scientists. So what I kind of like to do is I like to take my scientists and put them near the board, because you're going to use all 3 of them for the round, and it just kind of helps me. I'm just going to put them here for right now. And JD, I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so here's how the first phase works. You'll see you have a 1, 2, and a 3. If you want to take an herbivore, you have to spend at least a 1 on that tile. You could spend a 1, a 2, or a 3. If you want to take a small carnivore, you have to spend a 2 or a 3, and you can just place it right on the board. Or if you want to take a T-Rex, you have to place the 3. You'll take that recipe and you'll put it in your park. And then when you take that recipe, you're going to see several things on the recipe card itself. You're going to see, like, say, for the T-Rex, it requires a teal, a pink, 2 greens, and a red in order to make that. It gives you 3 excitement, that's what the triangle is, and 7 victory points at the end of the game. But for every one you make, you're going to take 2 threat for every one you make. Now, to start, you're really not going to have the ability to make any dinosaurs except the ones in your park, the starter dinosaurs. So you'll want to get DNA, and that's where the numbers on the scientists matter. Let's say I have the 3, and I want to take the blue. I then use my 3 scientists. I take the blue.
Cutting out a little bit
And
for
I get-
me.
Okay.
No, it sounds good on my end.
You would take the 3, use it on that die. You get 3 times whatever is on the face of the die.
Okay, so it's a multiplier.
So I would get 3. Yeah, it's a multiplier. So using your 1, 2, or 3 just depends on when you want to use it and on what you want to use it. I can also put it in the cold storage, which just means I can increase the amount of storage on my park board. So if I go, you'll see I have limits right now. I can hold a maximum of 3 basic DNA and 1 advanced. So I'm going to eventually have to move it, because if I hit that limit, I can't take over what's on there. Or I can pass. If I pass, I get you don't get $2. That's a misprint. I don't know why that's on here. If you pass, you get to use that worker as a you get to use that scientist as a worker in phase 3. So, JD, honestly, what I would do, and since you're new, is I would either take a DNA or a fairly cheap making dinosaur, since there's no advanced DNA on the board right now.
All right. Right now, I can't even figure out how to grab a scientist.
You just take your little hand over it, and it should pick up when you click on it.
So it highlights, but it's not.
Yeah, if you left click.
Aha. Flip. Let's rotate, lock. So then how do I move it though?
Left click. Right
Oh,
click
and hold it?
brings up right click brings up a menu, left click moves it.
Left click and hold and drag.
Yep.
Are you on a touchpad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be finicky sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know where it's at. I never set it up. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. Sorry, guys, but it's not moving it.
I would wish I knew the answer to that. I've never played on a pad.
Yeah, I didn't know that I needed that. Yeah,
So
I don't
what
think we're gonna
happens
get
when
very
you
far with this,
click and
unfortunately.
hold on it?
When I click on it,
Yeah.
it highlights. And then
And you can't like click and hold down. It doesn't like does the mouse change when you do that?
no, it just still shows the
Finger pointer.
and then if I can't hold down, I can't click and hold down.
We've done it. Mine different.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have a place for a mouse to go in?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a place to.
All right. Well,
move it.
JD's trying to figure
Hold
that
on,
out.
we're gonna see if we can get a mouse.
Sure. Brian, do you want to talk to me a little bit about like where the inspiration for this game came from? And you know, obviously its ties to Jurassic Park and you know what kind of inspired you to create a game that's in a similar vein.
Yeah. The story, it's kind of actually comical how it happened. I was with the co-designer John Gilmore. We were at Origins and we were walking down the street, and we passed by. This is for people who haven't been to Origins. It's in Columbus, Ohio, and Columbus has a pretty big park or a zoo, Columbus Zoo. So we're walking down the street, and there's this pizza place called Donato's, which is a Columbus chain, and they have this giant ad in the window for dinosaur.
It's going to need to be over here.
It's I think it's dinosaur. I think it might have been called Dinosaur Island at exhibit at their park or at their zoo, and and I was passing that, and I looked at John. I said that would make a really cool game, and he's like, "Yeah, we should do that." And we just kind of joked about it, and then a little bit later we came back to it, and we're like, we should work on that. So we ended up getting together, and just this is what came out of it. Like we literally had all these ideas. We're like, okay, so what should it do? And there's no denying, obviously, that we were both influenced by Jurassic Park. And we're like, okay, but we also loved, Roller Coaster Tycoon and all those simulation games growing up in like the 90s. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon like nonstop, it seemed like, when I was in the 90s. So I would just, play those. And we wanted to have that feeling where you're building your park and you're running it, but you're still creating the dinosaurs. So, we came up with the DNA, gathering the DNA, making your dinosaurs. And initially it was a lot more complicated. And it didn't need to be like, we felt like it didn't need to be. That wasn't the feeling we wanted. We didn't want people to be kind of the minutia of, like, initially, you took the DNA and then you had to mix it and then you had to process it and, and then hatch it and incubate the dinosaurs. And it was just way too many steps. So we really streamlined it into, you get the DNA, you can make the dinosaur immediately, as long as you can take the action to make it. So this is what came out of that, how do we get the feeling of creating your park and creating dinosaurs, kind of like, Jurassic Park. And then when Pandasaurus Games picked the game up, they're the ones that really just went full steam ahead with the whole homage to Jurassic Park. With from everything from the Mr. DNA lookalike in the game, in the instructions. If you read the rule book, Mr. DNA is on in there, to the noticeably different but noticeably similar logo. We have the upside down triangle and the Triceratops, whereas Jurassic Park had the half or circle, or was a full circle, with the T-Rex. So obviously we're not. It's very tongue in cheek, and we're not trying to hide the fact that we are, saying, "Hey, wink, wink, Jurassic Park."
Was there any concern about copying the IP, or like any type of legal ramifications of being so closely?
No, because number one, it's parody.
Sure.
And so we're covered under parody law. I at one time I knew exactly what the formula was. There is an actual formula for parody, where it has to be so much percent different, in order to be considered parody. And so we had that covered with the triangle and with the the Triceratops, and then the colors. So we weren't worried. And I guess the other thing you're looking at is, when this game came out on Kickstarter, it did well on Kickstarter, but it wasn't someone from Universal wasn't watching and going, "Uh-oh, we better stop them." This game, this is going to be really popular. And so, they have other things to worry about than a board game, I think, now. So,
hang on. So it looks like JD's able to move things around now.
I'm getting there, yeah. All right.
So you're going to take one of your scientists, and you're just going to place it somewhere on this board, whether it's on a die, whether it's on a dinosaur, or whether it's to increase your storage. Just decide which number you want to use. All right, so I'm just gonna move to the side there for you, just because when you go to pick this up, it'll knock it off. So you go ahead and take this ankylosaur recipe. You can grab and hold it, and take it to your park. I'll move over there so people can see. Oh, and then you're going to place it in your park somewhere. It doesn't matter where it goes. You can put it anywhere in your park. I'm just going to set it right there for you, just because I picked it up. So now that means you can create ankylosaurs, and you can hold one. So your recipe allows you to hold one, and you can hold up to 4. You have to expand it if you want to do that. But in order to build your ankylosaur, you'll need a teal, a purple, and a green. You don't have any of those, right? You have the teal and the purple. You don't have the green, so we'll have to find a way for you to get green. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take. I'm actually going to spend my 2 on. I'm just going to put it right on top of this teal one. I'm going to give myself 2 teals, and I'm going to move up 2. And so that would mean, JD, it's your turn again.
All right. And can I use any of these, or
any that are open? Yep.
And what color was that? Sorry.
That's okay. That was purple, the real dark
Okay.
blue. It's a bluish purple. It's the third row on your DNA.
Okay. And I get 2, right?
Correct. All right. So I'm going to actually spend the 3.
Says it's locked. Oh, wait a second. There it went.
Yep. All
There's
right.
a reason I run a tabletop game store, not anything with computers.
I'm going to actually spend my 3 over on the storage, and I'm going to move. I'm going to move this one up 1. I'm going to move all the basic up 1, and then JD, it'd be your turn again. All right. You're going to do that as well. And I'm going to take, while you're moving that, I'm going to take another DNA. I'm going to take a pink, 1 pink. All right. So then we're going to go to phase 2. And phase 2 is where we spend some money, buy things, help increase our park. So there are
Okay.
3 types of things you can buy, and you'll see they're in rows. So there's a $2 row, a $3, a $4, and a $5. So you can buy something to put in your lab, which are these silver. You can buy something to put in your park, which are these green. And why that's important is because they will give you extra spaces for your visitors to go to.
Okay.
Right now, you're going to get 1 visitor into your park because your excitement level is 1. You increase your excitement level by getting dinosaurs in your park. So right now, we only have the 1 basic dinosaur, so we get 1 excitement, so we'll have 1 person visit. So you want to try and get some DNA. You want to try and to build more dinosaurs. So we're going to go back to this spot. So, and the other thing you can do is buy these people to help you out and give you more workers because your lab requires workers. So I'll just look at them real quick. Oh, sorry. I was zooming in. The first one allows you to increase your cold storage by 1 for free. The second one, remove your number 1 scientist from the game at the end of each round. Reroll any 1 unclaimed DNA die and gain the benefit. The third one is gain any 1 advanced DNA at the start of the round. So starting with round 2, that's a pretty good one to have. And then the insider is once per game you can look through the stack, look through the and find a anything that you want and put it into the game for its cost plus $4. It also gives you a worker. And then I'll go over. Actually, that's a 4-player tile, so I'm going to get rid of that real quick and move these up. Sorry about that. Ooh, sorry. I feel like you today. Like, what am I doing? All right. So, JD, what you can do with these is the top one allows you to hire an additional person. Honestly, I wouldn't get that one at this time of the game. The second one is dino security. It allows you to increase your security by 1 at no cost. Because it'll start to cost $2, then it'll cost $3, then it'll cost $4, then it'll cost $5. So having this one allows you to do it for free is nice. The groundskeeper allows you to increase your security by 1 immediately, and then if you place a worker on it, you can get a temporary extra security every round that you put a worker on there. And then the last one allows you to get a paddock, increase your paddock size by 1 at no cost. So every time you want to add a dinosaur, you have to build more space for it, and that's going to cost $2, then $3, then $4. So honestly, there's a couple really good things here. If I was looking, and the row that it's in is its cost. The one thing that's different is that these green tiles, you have to pay the cost of the row plus the cost on the tile. So if you wanted to buy the firehouse, you'd have to spend $2 plus 1. And you start with $15. I start with 16. So you do have some money. I'd be very careful about spending all of it because it's going to be very slow to get money at the very beginning.
All right.
So
You
yeah,
said
honestly,
this
I would
was-
take that one.
Okay.
Yep.
So do I
Yeah,
just
so you
move
take
it
that
over
and
to
you-
my.
Yep. Put it in your lab.
Is there a shortcut to get back to my play area or anything on this?
There is. So I'm not sure on your tablet do you have a keyboard?
Yeah, I've got a keyboard.
All right. So if you zoom in to like the spot you want, like your board, and
Mhm.
you hit Shift 3, a little message should come up that says camera 3 saved or camera. I do it phase 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you hit Shift 3 and you're looking at that, and you highlight it, or you're looking at the screen and you hit Shift 3, then when you hit 3, it'll take you right to that spot every time.
Okay. So Shift 3. All right. And this goes just on one of these?
Yep, I put it under the construction spots. Okay, and then you're going to spend $3 on that. So I put your money over here on the side of your park. You
Okay.
have 15. So if you just want to move it down or however you want to do it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go back to the phase 2 board and decide what I want to do. I'm going to spend $4 and I'm going to take the senior scientist, which allows me to get an advanced DNA. Now, unfortunately, so I'm going to put him on the side of the board here. And he costs $4. All right, so you have another buy.
Mm, hmm. Search for anyone. I think I'll take this other $2 one.
All righty. Yep, so you just put that next to your board. And if you have a mouse wheel, if you scroll, you can scroll in and out to make it smaller and easier to traverse with your tiles. I think I'm going to buy. Oof, it's super expensive, but I think I'm going to buy the Lemonasaurus. It's going to cost me $8. So I'm going to take $2 back. Put that in my park. All right, so we've each done 2. And we'll go to phase 3 then, which is our board. So I'm going to move over to JD's board here so I can see what's going on. All right, so JD, this is done simultaneously. So when you're playing in real life, people are going to be running their lab boards at the same time, which really helps to cut down on playtime.
Gotcha.
So you'll see that each on your board there are several squares, rectangles. Those are spots you can use to put your 4 workers, your initial workers. You do get an additional worker. I'm going to move it over for you just because I'm right there, because you
Okay.
have the +1 meeple guy. So now you have 5 spots. So on your turn, you can do several things. You can get money, which is you just place your worker on one of those spots. So you can get $3 and 2 and 1. So you can spend a total of 3 workers to get $6 if you want. You have the security. So you can place 1 worker on there and you can move your security level up 1 if you want. If you want to spend an additional 2 workers, you can move up 1 additional spot. So the way it works, if you didn't have this tile, you would use the tool bench, which is right in the middle of your park board. It says upgrade a paddock or increase your security level by 1, unlimited, meaning you can place as many workers as you want there. You just have to be able to pay the cost. So if you wanted to increase 1 security and you were using this particular spot, you would have to pay $1. If I'm going to the 3, it's in the $2 spot, so I'd have to spend $2. So if I wanted to move up 2 security, I'd have to spend $3. If I use the Dino Security tile, I could do it for free just by spending the workers.
Gotcha.
The other thing you can do is you can refine DNA. Not super efficient, but if you're absolutely stuck for DNA and you need to get a specific color, you can spend the colors and make advanced. You can only go from basic to advanced in a refined DNA. So if you absolutely need a green, you spend 1 teal and 1 purple, move the cubes down, move your green one up, and then you have a green. The final action you could do is create 1 dinosaur. So if you wanted to create your Ankylosaurus and you had the teal, the purple, and the green, you could put 1 worker here. It allows you to create 1 dinosaur. You'd spend the DNA, take the dinosaur from near the board, place it in your park. It would give you 2 excitement, which means 3. You'd get an additional 2 people in your park.
So you're
at
cutting
the
out
end
a
of-
little bit during that.
Okay. So you would spend your DNA. For every dinosaur you build, let's say, because I'm looking at the Ankylosaurus, for every dinosaur you build, you get 2 excitement, which is 2 people in your park, 2 victory points at the end of the game, and 1 threat for every time you build one. So if you want to build that, you've got to get a green somehow. So you could switch things around, or if you want to play it safe, you can build one of your starter dinos.
Okay.
In order to do that, though, you're going to need a paddock that holds 2. I've just put it near your board here in case you decide to do that. I would go to the tool bench, place a worker. I'd spend $2. I'd then put that in my park, and now I have spots for 2 dinosaurs.
Okay. Yeah. I think,
So
so let's do this. So I put 1 there.
Yep.
And
I'll move him just for you. Move him around for you so you can. There's a lot of
Okay.
moving around stuff on Tabletopia. Yep, spend $2.
okay.
Then, if you want to make a dinosaur, you take one of your workers,
Okay.
put him on the create 1 dinosaur spot.
That here.
Yep. So you want to use this spot right here just to show that you used it, because the next one
gotcha.
requires 2 workers in
Gotcha.
order to do it. Now you have to spend the DNA to make it. Now the starter dino is 2 of any basic, so you can spend any of these basic over here in your DNA. Yep. And then I'll grab, since my mouse seems to work, or my screen is a little bit faster, I think. I'll grab you a dinosaur to put in your park here. Come on. So now you have 2. So because you built that dinosaur, you get an extra excitement. So I'm going to move the green up 1 on the excitement track. You'll get the victory point at the end of the game, and you have to take 1. So move your threat track, you're on the red track, up 1 or down 1, depending on how you look at it. So now you're on 2.
Okay.
All right. So you still have 3 workers left.
I'll put this guy here. Moves
Exactly.
that to here.
Yep. All right.
Is that right? No, that's not right.
I think you
I need to
owe
give
one more dollar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you have one worker left.
And I don't know. What do you think? Just get more money right now?
I probably would, just because you never know what's going to come up in the market next round. You might want to buy that's expensive.
Let me ask you, do I automatically like generate DNA each round? Like, will this automatically go up one?
No, you have that. That's what the scientists are for, to get the
Okay.
DNA. Or there are, certain attractions and certain lab upgrades or certain specialists. Like I have a specialist that gives me one advanced DNA at the beginning of every round.
Okay. So, yeah, is there something I should do other than get money then right now?
I don't think so. That's what I would do. All right, while you do that, I'm just gonna do mine. I'm gonna spend 2 to get advanced, or my paddock. I'm gonna send a worker to create a dinosaur. I'm gonna grab a dinosaur. Oops. It's gonna move me up one. I'm gonna get an excitement and a threat. I'm gonna get $3. I'm also gonna take $2 more. I'm gonna die a little bit. All right. Then the next thing is people come visit your park. So in phase 4, the number of people that come to your park are the number of people is your excitement level. So I'll show you on yours here, since you haven't played with this Tabletopia version before. There's a bag up here next to the yellow that says 80. I'm going to draw 2 people out of the bag for you, which I did. They're gold or yellow. Mm-hmm. Those are regular patrons. In that bag, there are 10 hooligans, which are pink. They stink because they basically clog up your victory point system. So you don't want to draw them. If you do, though, it's not the end of the world. When your people come to visit, you're automatically going to get $1 for each person that comes to your park. They're paying their entrance fee. So go ahead and grab $2, which you have over here. I think you have $2 sitting there. And then what you'll do is you'll take them and you'll place them somewhere on the park. And that's why it's important to have more spaces in your park, because if you have more excitement than you have spaces in your park, those people go outside the park and just wait to get in. And then they just go away at the end of the round. So right now you have 2 dinosaurs, and each dinosaur can have 1 person visit. And you have 1 hat attraction. People just love to go buy a hat. So you can just put them there. So you're going to get 2 victory points. And I'll move your cube up here. So you're going to get 2. I get 2 as well, 2 people. I have 2. I'm not going to move them just because it's so early in the game. I get $2. I'm going to put 3 back. I get 2 victory points as well. And then the final thing we do is we check to see if anyone dies. You do not. The way you check to see if anyone dies in your park is you check your security level versus your threat level. If they are equal, then everything's fine. If you have more security than you have threat, everything's fine. Now, my park, unfortunately, is not fine because I have 2 threat and 1 security. So I'm actually going to lose a victory point for that. Then the customers go back in the bag. I'll do that real quick here. And they're automatically shuffled in Tabletopia. And then that's the end
Okay.
of the round. And we would go to round phase one again. And I'm just going to reset the board. We would grab another herbivore. Those can stay just because they weren't purchased, so those would stay. The dice will go back in the bag. We will draw 5 new ones. Oops. And I will roll them. And final cleanup of that phase is I have a plot twist out, which basically tells me that I remove the first 2 rows. Normally you would remove 1 row. This little switch to the rules basically tells me that I can remove 2 and get through them a little faster. You can only have 1 of the same. Actually, that's a 3-player, so I'm gonna not do that. And I'm gonna put out some new workers. All right. So one thing I didn't cover was when does the game end? We have these objectives which change every round. They're right next to the excitement track. And what those do is they tell you what the objectives are for the game. When 2 of the 3 objectives are claimed, the game would end. So in this particular game, we're playing with if you create dinosaurs of 3 different species, then you can claim this objective and score 7 points. If you have 9 dinosaurs in your park, you can claim this objective. If you buy a total of 4 lab upgrades, you can claim this objective. And then once the second objective of the 3 is claimed, you finish the round and the game ends.
Okay.
All right, so player order. Player order is determined by who is in last place. They will go first. So and we do that by victory points. I'm at 11, you're at 12. Not a huge difference. So all that means is I'm going to get first choice. And I'm going to look at these dice. And there's some nice ones. We have a yellow advanced, we have a red advanced, and then we have this basic DNA. I really like that. I think I'm just gonna move these off these spots so we know they aren't used yet. I think I am going to I'm going to take 1 yellow. All right, go ahead.
I think you used my token, but it's not that big a deal.
Oh, yep. I'll move it. Sorry. 1 yellow.
So what's this one here? Is that just
red? That's the advanced.
So that's
pinky,
the advanced, and that's just regular green.
Underneath it.
Yeah, what's that one?
That's basic. Yep, that's basic. I call it teal.
Okay.
This one is wild, which means allows you to take any of the basic.
Okay. And sorry, what do I have to mix together to get my? Is it green that I need to make my fancy dinosaur? Yeah. So what do I have to mix together to get green?
So to get green, you would need to get this blue and purple.
Okay.
So honestly, the best would be to take the wild because you can get.
Do they have to be the same?
No, you can mix and match.
So I think if I do that,
Yep.
then I can get where I need to be.
Yep, because you'll get 4 total. I'm going to use my 2 to take this herbivore. Put him in my park. All right, you can go ahead and take another one.
And then, so what was the stipulation with getting the bigger guys?
You have to use the number that matches at least. So the number 2, you'd have to use a 2 or a 3.
Gotcha. I'll do that.
Okay. I'm going to use my 3 to just increase my advanced DNA. Oh, because I forgot, and I'm going to take it now because I can do what I want. I'm the designer. My scientist allows me, or my specialist allows me to take an advanced DNA of my choice at the start of the round. So I'm going to take the pink just because my DNA stoppers weren't moved up yet, so I wouldn't have had room for the yellow anyway.
Okay. And then I'm going to take this guy.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. Yep. Move up red.
All right. So now we're over phase 2.
Yep. And I'm looking at these 2 we already had. There's the one insider we already had. The union boss allows you to hire your next specialist at no cost. The sales manager, you can buy either 2 basic DNA for $2 or 1 advanced DNA for $2. Or you can, once per round, when another player assigns a scientist to research DNA, gain the same type and number of DNA. Ooh, that's nice. And I totally forgot, and this is what an awful designer I am. I forgot. If you look at the $2, $3, $4, $5 spots, you can also buy those actions if you don't want anything that's in these. So $2 allows you to discard something from the row, and you can take 2 basic, 3 basic, 1 advanced, or 2 advanced. So you can actually buy the DNA if you need it, and you can get rid of something in the row, which kind of gives you a little bit of a take that. I'm going to get rid of something you might really want. I'm actually going to spend $5 on this computer programmer because it might be helpful to me, depending on what you take. And then you can go.
It's tough.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I still am not getting the long-term strategy, but I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this over here.
Okay.
Is there a limit to the number of people I can have?
So initially it's 3. And again, so we're playing with a plot twist. These plot twists are little rules tweaks that you choose at the beginning of you select at the beginning of the game. This one allows you to hire an additional specialist, so you can have a total of 4 in this game.
Okay.
You can fire them if you want. So, like, if one comes up that's better and all your spots are filled, you can get rid of one and replace it. you would also lose any of the benefits. So if it gave you a worker and you fired them, you'd have to give the worker back. I am going to.
Oops.
I think I'm going to spend 3 and get this upgrade paddock. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. And I'm going to place it here. All right. And then you would get your final buy.
Mm. I think I'm going to do this where I spend $5 and get 2 advanced DNA.
Okay. And then
for
you would just
something
get rid of one. Yeah, get rid of something in that row, which would keep it from moving up in the game.
This.
Alrighty. All right. Then go ahead and take your DNA. And then we would do our phases simultaneously here. So I am going to do that.
Wait a second. That was really stupid of me.
Yep. You don't have the spot?
Yeah, I don't have the spot.
Well, I mean,
is there
if you want to take a
one
different
instead
action.
of 2?
Yeah, it's the $4 action. So honestly, I'd spend the extra buck and move the other one up.
Okay.
Just because it's, $4 for 1 versus $5 for 2.
All right.
A recipe might come up that you need. All right, then we go ahead and do our phases. So I'm going to do mine while you do yours. If you have any questions, just shout out.
Okay. So when my new dinosaur things, I can build one inside that one, correct? Without doing the paddock thing?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So here. We're going to go. Here. Oh, I think it's darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Sorry, it looks like we were experiencing more audio issues. So I think we still but it's great timing because you guys, it sounds great. You guys sound great. So the fact that we were able to keep streaming with you guys playing and me trying to figure out how to fix this. But how are you guys feeling in terms of how much more do you want to play? How many more rounds? What are you thinking?
We can do one more round.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like JD's just getting the hang of it, which is about right when we play this game the first time. The first round, it's like, okay, I'm starting to get it. Second round is okay, it's starting to make more sense. Third round is like, okay, I get it.
Sweet. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself on both Discord and this stream again, and then I'll hop back on when you guys are done with that.
All right.
Next round.
All right.
All right. I think I'm good.
Alrighty. Was just kind of moving some tiles around while you're doing that.
We actually,
All right. So then
wait,
we would have
one second,
the
Brian.
only thing we need.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did have someone in the chat saying
Yeah.
that, and if you want to speak to this later, that's fine. But someone asked,
Yeah.
the Dinosaur World is Dinosaur World a different or new edition of Dinosaur Island? So just so you know,
It plays differently. Yeah, I'll address it now since we just brought it up. So
Sure.
it does play differently. It has some of the same elements. So it has a familiarity to it. You still collect DNA. You still get dinosaur recipes. The thing that's different in this one is we really focused more on the building of the park. So the park is made up of hexes, and you place your attractions near each other, and all of the different tiles have an actual action associated with them, except you have dinosaurs, which give you excitement and can kill people still. But then all the attractions that are in your park actually do something, so you can activate them. So one might be getting DNA or trading in or placing them next to dinosaurs attractions, which gives you more victory points. Some will allow you to get money. So there's lots of different, and then you drive a Jeep through them. So there's actually a Jeep tour in the game, and you don't get to activate everything in your park. You have to select what route your Jeep's going to go on, and then it will activate the tiles that you go through. So there's a bit of a planning to it, and it plays quite differently while still feeling familiar. So I had someone ask me, is this like an expansion? It's not really an expansion. It's like, I call it Dinosaur Island 2.0. That's what I labeled the box when I was working on it. I still think they're completely different, though. I still think people who like Dinosaur Island will play Dinosaur Island, and people that maybe want a little bit, I hate to say meatier experience, because it's not like super complex, wrap your head around it, but it does play differently enough that it makes your brain think differently than Dinosaur Island does. So I do think there's room for both on the shelf. I have had a lot of people tell me that they really like Dinosaur World. Some say they even like it better. So I think it's going to come down to personal preference, though. All right. So the one thing we have to do, though, JD, is get your excitement for the dinosaur you built. So you built a small carnivore, so we're going to get you 2 more excitement. You do have to take 2 threat if you didn't take that already.
Yeah, I did the 2 threat.
All right. So, yep, you're good there. The only so we did move your excitement. So then what we're going to do is you are going to draw 4 out of this bag up here. If you just click and hold 4 times, we have yet to see a pink. Oh, there's your pink. I'll explain how to do that. And I get 4 as well. Now, the nice thing about that is you're going to get $4. Even the pink guy pays to get in the park. So
Okay.
go ahead and I'll give you a 5 here, if you will. There we go. And then the thing that stinks about the pink is that it takes up a spot in your park. So he has to go to an available spot in the park. And then you do have 3 spots available. So luckily, you'll score 3 victory points. And obviously, because I've played so many times, I can automatically see that one person's going to die in your park. So you're going to net 2 victory points. So I'm going to move you up 2 victory points here.
Okay.
Because you have 1 threat more than your security level.
Yep.
For me, I have 4, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots in my park, so I can fill them all equally. I'm going to give myself $4. Now, I have this red stand, which allows me to choose. I'm going to zoom in case people haven't seen it before. It allows me to choose if I want to take $2 or if I want to take a victory point for every person I put there. So I'm actually going to use 2 of my workers to get money just because I'm so low. So I'm going to miss out on the victory points. And then I'm going to send 2 for victory points. So I'm still behind you a little bit, not much. And then those workers, those customers will go back in the bag. So this is where I feel like I much prefer the analog way of playing a board game. Just feeling these pieces and moving them around this tactile feel is just gives you a little bit more on it. All right, so I'm gonna move on to we'll play this final round, and I'm gonna take the dice, put them in the bag, and take out 5. And roll them. All right. And then we would get these new attractions, new workers. All right, so I am beginning the round. My scientist allows me to get a DNA of my choice, so I'm going to just take that. And I'm still in. I'm still in last. Do you have anything that gives you anything at the beginning of the round?
It says at the start of each round, I can either buy 2 basic DNA for $2 or 1 advance for $2.
Okay. All right.
And,
so if you want to do that, you can.
I will. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
All right. Then I'm just gonna get these dinos out. All right. So I'm still in last place victory points, so I'm still first choice. Let me see what I have here. I'm going to spend my 2 on this pink guy, so I'm going to move my pink DNA up 4. And your choice?
I'm trying to. Ooh. 2. All right, I think I'm going to. Look at my board again real quick. Hang on. That will do. Oh, that's not good. Hang on. Trying to figure this all out.
Yep. Oh. Weird. All right. You're welcome. All right. So my next choice, I'm going to take.
There we go. Okay. It's your go.
Yeah, I'm going to take 3 of this teal. And your go?
I'm gonna
You know what?
take. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm actually my one of my specialists allows me to copy your action, so I'm going to take 2 of these teal that you took.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
So does that give you an extra action?
It does. So it doesn't give me an extra action, but I do need to take an action. I'm not going to take that teal that I would have normally taken. I am going to pass on this, take it into my hand, and use it as a worker for the next round. So that's my
Gotcha.
action, passing there.
Yeah, look at my board again. Hang on. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to. Do that.
Okay. What do I want to do? Let me check something here. I think I'm gonna take the purple. All right, go ahead.
And then I'll go ahead and do this.
All right. All right. So moving on to the next phase. I am going to take the better tool bench. I think, well, hold on a second. Yeah, I think for $3, I'm going to take the better tool bench. Go ahead. Now that we've played a couple rounds, I'm going to throw a small wrench into your choice here, JD, just in case.
Okay.
We're playing as the final round. You see these little brown tiles next to the $3 and $5 spots?
Yeah.
Those are upgraded actions of the ones that are already on your board. So if, for instance, you wanted to create 3 dinosaurs that round, you'd spend one worker each to do that, instead of 3 workers to build 2 dinosaurs. Now, I don't know if you're planning on building 3 dinosaurs, but if you were, you could spend $3 and take that tile and replace your dino research tile, the refined DNA action as well. So that's just pointing that out, since it's the air quoting final round. If you're planning on building a lot of dinosaurs, that's a more efficient way of doing it.
Well, I'm almost done looking at these.
That's okay.
I will. Expensive. Man. It's a tough one. I don't know that I have the resources to do a bunch of dinosaur
Yeah.
making. And I don't. Well, yeah. So we'll get this guy for a 4.
All right. All right. So that would be my final action. Is I think I'm going to just buy DNA.
What's that?
I think I'm going to buy DNA.
Could do that.
I'm actually only going to buy one because since this is the final round. And I'm going to get a yellow. All right, your turn.
Green. Purple, green. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Get one advanced DNA.
All right.
So now we're to phase 3.
Yep.
Whoa. All right, so we'll go 1 here. There we go. Um,
All right.
Still trying to figure
Yep.
what I'm going to do here on the end.
Yep. Nope. I understand.
I think just this. Okay.
All right. So we got to make sure your excitement is all right. So you've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 excitement. All righty. So I've got 6 excitement. I'm actually going to draw my 6 out of the bag. Oops, there is 1 missing from the bag. Where did he go? In your park still. Yep, there he is.
Oh, he
Alright.
doesn't. Okay, I thought he
They
stayed
go.
there and
They
took up a spot.
no. They always. Let's see. So I get 6. Oops. Come on.
So what is it that he does that is a problem for me?
He keeps you from scoring a victory point for that
Oh,
round.
okay. All right.
He clogs up a spot basically. So go ahead and take 8 out of your park. I get $6. I'm gonna take, and my people go visit.
So I can only put one spot per dinosaur, right?
Right.
So I got 2
Right,
people
so
that aren't doing anything.
Yeah, so they still give you money, so you'll get $8 for the round. Which the only reason that's important is because at the end of the game it's 10-1 for victory points. So if you have enough money, you'll score 1 victory point for every $10.
Hmm.
So you will score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points on that. So you're going to be at 20.
Okay. I'm gonna lose one though.
All right, so we'll go back 1, and then we would, at this point, so we would continue on in a normal game, but we're going to finish early. So what we do is we look at all the extra victory points. Those victory points come from objectives, which we didn't obviously finish, but also on your dinosaurs. So I'm looking at your dinosaurs. You have 2, 4, 6, 10 victory points in dinosaurs. So that's going to put you at 29. And
Okay.
I only have 2, 4, 6 victory points in dinosaurs. That puts me at 25. And then we have money. I have enough for 1 victory point. You have enough for 1 victory point. So the final score would be 30-25.
All right. Thanks,
Yep.
Brian. Appreciate it.
You're
This
welcome.
is really
No
neat.
problem.
I'm gonna
Cool.
have to make Josh
Appreciate
invite
it.
me over to play this game sometime.
Wait for Dinosaur World. Maybe, or play them back to back. See which one you like.
Yeah, we kickstarted it as a store, so
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think people seem to be really excited for it. So hopefully it does well for your store.
where are we at on that schedule wise? Just out of curiosity.
As of right now, it's still on schedule. So we're looking at, I think it was July delivery. So as of right now, that's still happening. The only thing that scares me is the ports. I don't know if you've experienced, when buying for your store, things being delayed. The ports are really clogged up in the major cities because of COVID. Like our last game, what was it? Umbravia. It got stuck. It actually arrived in Los Angeles, and it basically sat at the dock for like 30 days because there weren't enough trains traveling to get it to move it. So it basically, we had to wait for an empty train, and that took like 30 extra days. It was crazy. Now I think are starting to see a little bit of a easing up on that. So we're hoping, in the next month or two, that as things become more normal, that we'll see those turnarounds happen a lot quicker. So
Cool.
yeah, cool.
All right,
Awesome.
guys. Thank you so much, both Brian
You're
and
welcome.
JD. I really appreciate you guys
Yep.
taking the time, and Brian, you teaching the game, and it was really interesting to watch you guys play and to see what all the hype is about. I'm really excited for Dinosaur World as well. Yeah,
Awesome.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Do you guys
Thank
have
you.
anything else you'd like to say before we wrap things up?
Nope. Just thanks. Thanks for having me out, and thanks for bringing awareness to the mental illness. I think it's important that people talk about it. The mental health, that is, people
Right.
suffering from
Yeah.
any type of mental problems. It's not nothing to be ashamed about to ask for help.
Definitely. Definitely. Well,
To be having normal.
all right,
Appreciate
we
it.
are going to take a little break, and we're going to come back. Brian, we're going to do your giveaway. We're going to do some other giveaways as well, the rest of the giveaways. Thank you again to you and Pandasaurus Games for generously donating
No
the
problem.
game.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
And yeah, so we'll be back, everybody.
Have a great
once we get. All right, thanks.